Okay, let me share the secret to unlocking massive personal and professional growth in your life. Kia ora, everyone. I'm Nathan Rose. I am a lead consultant and Microsoft MVP with Capgemini based here in beautiful Auckland, New Zealand. For those of you unfamiliar with his work, Dr. Benjamin Hardy is a performance and organizational psychologist who's written a number of best-selling books. And last year, I read his book, The Gap in the Gain. For those of you who haven't read it, The Gap in the Gain details how individuals who unlock tremendous exponential growth in their personal and professional lives are able to do this because they're able to frame the trials and adversity that they invariably encounter as something happening for them, not to them. Now, this might sound a little bit like growth mindset, and it's related, but it's a subtle and critical variation. So, allow me to illustrate by way of an incredibly petty example from my personal life. So, last year, I was told that the development environment that I use for my Power Platform demos, that some of you may have seen, was going to be shut down, and I had to migrate years worth of data and demos from this old environment that was being shut down to a new one. Now, anyone who's ever done this before knows that this is an incredibly tedious and time-consuming task. Compounding matters, I only had a few short weeks to do it as I was due to give a demo at the Microsoft Reactor in Sydney, and the clock was ticking. I had to get this done. Now, I'm embarrassed to say I had a terrible attitude about this. I was really grumpy about it. I was not a happy camper. However, when I reflect on all the things that came out of having to go through this transformation of going from an old development environment to a new one, I'm astounded that this clearly happened for me, not to me. So, for example, as a result of having to go through this migration, I was able to perform tests on Microsoft's new low code plugins feature that it would have never occurred to me to test. But because I had to do this migration, I was forced to do it. And as a result, I was able to have some critical interaction with the community. Shout out to Amit and Parvez for your help with this. I was able to provide some feedback to the Microsoft development team as this feature approaches being generally available. And if that wasn't enough, the LinkedIn post that I made of chronicling my journey and my learnings as we went through this process were some of my top viewed posts of last year. So the incredible thing is this was happening for me. It wasn't happening to me, despite the fact that I had a stink attitude about it at the time. So this is the key. When life invariably hands you lemons, and it will, you'll go through adversity, trials, and bumps in the road. If you are able to frame it as happening for you and not to you, you will be freed up to level up massively in your life and in your career. Imagine how much farther I would be today if I had approached the issue last year with having to move development environments with a much better attitude. So that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. Go do something awesome today, and I'll talk to you soon.